heart of a small, sleepy town stood an old curiosity shop. It was the kind of place that seemed to exist out of time, when its faded sign reading "The Enchanted Hourglass" and its dusty windows obscuring any hint of what was inside. Among the antiques, trinkets, and peculiar oddities, there sat an unassuming wooden box marked only by the words "Final Gambit" carved into its lid. One fateful evening, a group of friends stumbled upon the shop while seeking shelter from an unexpected storm. Drawn in by curiosity, they wandered through the aisles until one of them, a thrill-seeker named Liam, picked up the box. "It's just a board game," he said with a grin, brushing away years of dust to reveal an intricately designed game board within. The board depicted a labyrinthine mansion, with each room labeled ominously: the Hall of Shadows, the Chamber of Whispers, the Abyss, and so on. The shopkeeper, a frail old man with piercing eyes, emerged from the shadows. "That's not for sale," he warned, his voice trembling. "It's not a game to be played lightly." But Liam, always eager for a challenge, insisted on taking it. After much hesitation, the shopkeeper relented but left them with a cryptic warning. "If you play, you must finish. To abandon the game is to invite the wrath of those who dwell within." Back at Liam's house, the group, Liam, his skeptical best friend Kara, the cautious bookworm Evelyn, and the ever-practical James gathered around the table. They read the rules aloud, laughing at how melodramatic they seemed. 1. Roll the dice to move. 2. Draw a card in each room. 3. Complete the challenge or face the consequence. 4. The game ends when a player reaches the final room, the Heart of Fate. With a flourish, Liam rolled the dice, and the game began. At first it was fun. The challenges were bizarre but harmless. Reset a tongue twister, solve a riddle, or perform a silly dare. But as the night wore on, the cards grew darker. Kara drew a card that read, "Face your fear," and the lights flickered as she screamed, claiming she saw her reflection move on its own. James's card forced him to confess a painful secret, leaving him shaken and pale. Evelyn's challenge summoned a chilling wind that snuffed out all the candles in the room. Then came Liam's turn. He landed on the Chamber of Whispers and drew a card that simply read, "Choose." The air grew heavy and a deep voice echoed, offering him a sinister choice: sacrifice one of his friends or suffer himself. Laughing nervously, Liam dismissed it as a prank, until he clutched his chest in agony, gasping for breath. Panicked, Evelyn suggested ending the game, but the moment they tried to leave the table, the door slammed shut, and an unseen force pulled them back. The shopkeeper's warning echoed in their minds: "You must finish." One by one they continued playing, each turn pushing them closer to their limits. Evelyn's intellect was tested with increasingly impossible riddles, James was haunted by visions of his past mistakes, and Kara's fear of being alone manifested as shadows that whispered her name. When it was Liam's turn again, he drew a card that read, "The Reckoning." The room darkened, and a spectral figure emerged, claiming to be the game's guardian. "You were warned," it hissed, its voice like shattering glass. "Now you belong to us." Desperate, Evelyn realized that the only way to survive was to reach the Heart of Fate. They pooled their wits, working together to navigate the board while evading the guardian. With each roll, the stakes grew higher, the challenges more harrowing. By the time they reached the final room, only Evelyn and Kara remained. The final card lay before them. Kara drew it with trembling hands. It read, "One must stay." Evelyn and Karen exchanged a horrific look. The guardian loomed over them, waiting. With tears streaming down her face, Evelyn whispered, "Go, finish it." Before Kara could protest, Evelyn placed her hand on the board and the guardian's shadow enveloped her. Kara rolled the dice one last time, her hand shaking. The game board lit up and the storm outside ceased. She found herself alone in the room, the game box sealed once more. Evelyn, Liam, and James were gone, their absence a haunting reminder of the price they had to pay. Weeks later, the curiosity shop vanished without a trace, but somewhere in another town, Final Gambit would find its next players.